Alright, Chapter 12, Creating Editing Files of Text. Overview. All of those computers were once set with a permanent machine with the mathematics. You simply occurs here with the refer to the number crunch of the word processing mode for the common use of the personal computers today. Word processing was overstaying array with a feature of accommodating not only useful memos report with the even book length of the documents that include with a multiple column with table of contents, index made with the graphics. But array with the capability of the mix of blessing between because of the high end of the word processor with the larger of the program requiring the significant commitment with the both of the computer memory depth space of the person and use of the learning time. Beginning with version 5 of the MS-DOS and conclude with the simple menu basic test editor with the opposite of the good alternative of the WordPress with a smaller job. The official name of the program is the MS-DOS editor. For the chapter, we'll also give you the name as edit instead of the because of the both the simpler and because of the name of the command start with the MS-DOS editor. Edit lacks of the main capability of the word processor must enter for the end of each line with the example of the control of the capability of the primary printer with the beyond with a simple printing of the tab with the rare limitation, however the bank of the edit small with the fast and easy learn and admirable suit with the word writing short memo with the list with the creating with the MS-DOS command with the known as the dash file with the U with the word processor, especially one with the drop down menu to edit the basic operation should feel familiar. Chapter show with the round with the edit with the example situation could occur with the office of the charge for the change of the charge of the project team with the complicated completed several spreadsheets with the 10-page proposal with the cover level with the copy with the file with the floppy disk one team to review the result of the one line for the presentation. You go to some of them the copies of the floppy disk for the team members. You need a short memo to tell them what it is, what's on it. Note if you do not have version 5 or later, you have a different editor called EDLIN or EDLINE. Let's just say call that which is not described in this book for the description of how to use EDLIN. See the manual of the computer. For the keyboard and mouse, we're gonna skip these. All right, selecting a box of text. So some of the editors, some of the move of the complete. All right, starting edit. To start edit with the MS-DOS system prompt, type C drive edit. MS-DOS copy the edit program into memory after the moment of the edit display with the open screen. The screen looks substantially different with the normal MS-DOS display with the noticeable different opening shell screen. 2 with a closer look, however, you can see with the edit screen with the same essential feature with the shell with a large window in which will work the menu bar across the top of the scroll bars with the edge along the edges. A bar across the bottom telling you how to carry with the basic option the most part that you can think of the difference between edit and shovel comparable to the difference between a sedan and station wagon, but they do not look the same. But if you can drive one, you can drive the other, and as you've seen, edit is easy to work with. Help. Right now, you should be looking at the large dial block for the bendable screen. The edge and shovel the dial blocks. Edit means of the displaying request information, flashing cursor, suggesting press enter for the survival guide. Press enter. Screen changes. Survival Guide introductory edit helps edits online help the online vulnerable the computer term and the meaning of the program the device is available to hints of the online help. Most of the information you need for the operating of the ending is available to the online help whenever the edit is running. As shown with the edit helps with the explain with what you can do with the point with the you of the program show that can you request to type of the help with the general information special instructions with the context sensitive help for you, the particular command with the dialog box or the example of the chapter directory with the display with the both the type of the help zoom. You can also request the decisions name at the time of the pressing F1 choose the command with the, from the help menu because of the edit help differs substantially from the shell with the next few pages that describe the edit manual and some detail. Some of the help screens involve several topics which can choose with the topics include with the left pointing with the right pointing arrowhead the cursor right now, for example, the under the G with the title with the getting started with the edit with the own description, how to use the help with the select with the top of the pressing enter with the moving the mouse pointer with the anywhere with the between the arrowhead checking. Clicking the right mouse button with the edit, respond with the display by setting up the getting started. At the top of the help window, edit with the help of the getting started to remind you of the top of the topic you choose. Below you have 3 choices of the getting started, keyboard and back, and started back getting started with the highlighted show of the current topic, the choice of the displayed in the lower part of the help window. Keyboard displays additional help back, returns to the help previous help screen. See little or more, select using help, press enter with the tab key with the cursor for the under U, the press enter for the move with the mouse pointer anywhere between the arrowheads, press the right mount button, edit now, but you the displays using help screen. Screen describe the help capabilities helps you for the use of some of them have the read with the description enter select with the back to return to the getting started screen. Bottom line screen display with additional help information key with the pressing of the function key, other special keys no matter what you're doing, the edit with the bottom line with the display with the information specified with what you're doing. Right now bottom line tells you what happens when you press the following keys. F1 is help, F6 is window, X is cancel, Control F1 is next, Alt F1 is back. Customizing help right now with the edit window that you can create with the documents in between with the help window with the bottom line with the color display background. Go to the edit window, probably be the same with the help window, but the edit window with the unit untitled because you did not have the file with the start of the edit. When using help, you can leave the all part of the current display visible between the edit window and the help window, pressing F6, placing the mouse play pointer window with the checking the left button that you want to come in and work with a file with the refer to help whenever you need it always. As you may already have noticed, however, the help screens vary in size. Something like one you're looking at now, they take about half of the screen. Others take only one line or two. Some of the using help screens take almost all available space. To help control your workspace, edit the lets you increase the decrease of the side of the active window. One contain the cursor with the keyboard. Alt plus the holds down. Alt and press the plus sign to make the active window larger. And Alt -2 make the active window smaller. With the mouse, simply place the pointer over the top of the edit window. Hold down with either mouse button to move the window border up and down until the help edit window is the size you want it. If you resize the window, if you find either window is too small to display with the entire help top of the file we are working on, you can either change the size of it again by page up, page down, arrow key, scroll over the text over the keyboard. You can also scroll over the mouse, use the scroll bar over the right edge of the active window. View both windows can help with your exploring, edit on your own, but not pressing escape to clear the help window. Alright, entering lines. In time when I enter the first fill line with the sample the memo to take in the typing error, you can backspace with the corrective before entering the do not worry if the press enter before you realize the line contains errors. All you learn is to easily correct mistakes. Type of the following, press enter for the end of each of the line, press enter without typing anything where there's a line space. And show the proposed text screen, show the lines you've entered, and then adding text file, insert for the file with the position cursor with the text, insert with the type of the new text, for example, the insert phrase recommendations after the word with the assumption, arrow key with the mouse position cursor under the period, file assumptions, type of the recommendation, push down, don't press enter. Now suppose you've decided to add help with your menu, mouse for the control of the home and the move of the cursor, beginning with a file with a T on this word. The following lines, press enter twice the team to add a line space. You almost wanted the line space between the two. The title lines, move the cursor to T and 2. Press enter. Now you decided to include with the file name of the first sentence position with the curve at the beginning with the line of the start. Please check the enter with the enter start with the insert line. Press tab with the indent line with the type of the following. Don't forget press enter with the end of the line forecast worksheet. Look for the cursor move down with the next line isn't left in margin. Indent should be directly below the beginning of the line. Just inserted what's going on. What's the margin? Indent with a line with a space with the tab of the edit converts to the space is the edit. Assume that you want the next lines to start with the same indent with the assumption may be quiet with the convenience for the writing of the outline. Other type documents have many indent line with the when pressing the home key, move the cursor of the first down space with the character line, not the left margin. Type the following and enter for the four more file names indented. Press enter and end of each one. Assumption you want to continue with the indent is always true, but of course sometimes you all have the erase the edit insert at the beginning of the line to reduce the inconvenience. Edit loss let you erase the space at the beginning of the line, pressing the backspace one. Your cursor is under the first non-space chapter of the indented line. Type and try it. Press enter once you put the black line between the last file name and the list of the first of the line. Following paragraph, check the cursor with a P, and please which should be indented with the H space with the backspace with each of the erase with the indented. Move the cursor of the line beginning with the press of the left margin. This completes the first draft of the memo. Following illustration shows how your screen should look. Printing a file with a file stored on the disk other than perfect for distribution is otherwise limited value. Most of the cases you want a printed copy of the documents, create a version of the memo. Make sure the printer is on, turn on. Then choose print from the file menu. Use the one of the two methods described. Use the keyboard Alt and F and then P, or use the mouse click on the file menu bar top of the screen and then print it. For now, keystroke minimum mouse sequence like those whenever you ask to choose the command in particular menu. Edit respond with a dialog box asking whether you want to print an entire document with the file with a select with a small dot parenthesis to tell you the edit purpose for the print with a comment, a complete document. This is what you want. Press enter and click OK. Edit should print with the file. If the printer is ready with the enter for the display, the device fault, check with the printer and try again. Press enter and key. Saving file. Your memo so far is stored only on the computer's memory, not on disk. If you turn it off, the computer off, the document would be lost. To save the file on disk, choose to save as from the file menu. Edit display with the dialog box asks you file name. Cursor on the text box file name because of the edit. We will waiting for you to type of the file with the name of the file name of the display with the name of the current directory. It should be C drive of the box file with the directories. Drive lets you save the file with a different directory, even the disk of a different drive. Edit can save the file with the directory of the drive on your system or drive on your system. For example, you simply drive a letter, file the name of the file name, text box, make sure the formatted floppy disk drive and type this a drive memo text. Now press Enter to achieve the OK bottom of the dialog box. File is then saved, and then you can see the title block with the top of the screen when changing the untitled memo text. More about the directories and the drives. As you saw in Chapter 8 and 9, directories are invaluable tools. Before move on, save the open command with the file menu. Take a few moments to examine the dialog box to save it a little more closely. Exit and choose the cancel curve of the screen with that. When you're through, to help you find the shape of the file directory, any drive of the directories or drive, text box, dialog box with the name of the subdirectory for the current directory ends with the same name of the drive of the system. The drives are easily recognized because they are enclosed in square brackets like this. Choose the directories or drive text box. Remove the cursor of the text box with the tab key, arrow keys. Highlight directory drive you want. Press enter. Double click with the mouse to change the current drive in the directory. Move further down with the directory tree. Repeat the same steps. Once you've chosen the new drive of the directory with the save as dialog box, highlight, return to the file name text box. You can type the name of what you want to give. If you use the open dialog box, enter the type of the file name. Choose the directory to the display with the list of file box. The list will contain all the file of the drive of the directory with the patch pattern with the file name box, such as text. You can also choose the file from the list of drives, directories, and drive text box is particularly useful when you want to scan your drive of the directories, either to store or load one's location you're not sure of. Alright, deleting text. Delete character for the location of the cursor. The press delete with the delete more than one character. Select them all with the either press the delete, delete or choose the clear command with the edit menu with either keyboard or mouse and select the amount of text from the single character for the entire document described in the earlier chapter. To practice deleting text, you return to the memo text. Begin deleting with the words on it and ending the line over the proceed with the list of the file name. Position the cursor under the period ending over the line. They seem to start with the wrong end. Remember the extent of the selection, either the left or the right. Hold down Shift key, press the left arrow until on it, and proceed space on the highlighted now. Simply delete and choose clear from edit menu. The words are gone. To delete an entire line, not leaving any odd space in your document, you delete everything in the text space, even the invisible carriage. Return with the edit uses the mark at the end of the line. With the supposed example, you decided not to include the file name letter doc, and you wanted to delete the entire line from the memo. Simply highlighting the file name would not do the job because the carriage return will still be there, creating a blank line instead of the start of the position of the cursor. If you're using the keyboard control, press enter several times to move the cursor to the L in letter. Press the backspace, delete, and the indent with the now hold down the shift key, press down arrow key once, entire line, and select with the mouse for the even easier position the cursor over the left edge of the right. Press the hold down mouse, move with the mouse slightly to the drag position one row down, then the line should be selected, and delete and choose the clear command to delete the line. Alright, ending an editing session. To leave an edit, return ms-g with the exit of the file menu, chain with the file since the last time you saved it. Edit, so ask whether you should be saved with the first select yes. Edit, save the file, then ends your ms-dos will display with the system prompt. If you have more choices, some change file, but then you decide you want to change with the file, after all, you can cancel editing session without having to change with the by selecting no when editing. Asks you whether it should save the file. Alright, editing existing text file. When you type edit with the file with the name of name of the file with the edit, check to see whether the file you named exit the type file, exit for the end of the copy of the file of the memory. If the file does not exit, edit the show with the empty window. Use the file name title. Remember the file name when you save the file name. The work of the files you just created would be C drive-edit A drive memo text. Edit starts the display with the memo. Copy and moving the text. Copy and move the text from one place of the document and another. Use the special area of the edit memory called for the clipboard. Copying with the course, leave the text of the original location unchanged with the moving the delete for the text of the original location. To copy the text first, select copy to the clipboard. Copy it from the clipboard to the cursor location. When you insert the text location, you paste it from the phrase cut and paste. Suppose you wanted to copy a list of the memos, the memo text at end of the menu of the following signature line. First, select the file name. Use the keyboard position cursor on the F of the forecast worksheet. Hold down with the enter either shift key with the press. Hold down the arrow key 4 times. Use the mouse, move the mouse pointer over the F and hold the down the letter mouse button to move the mouse down until 4 lines are highlighted. Next, open the edit menu, alt-choose the highlighted letter. Second, choice with the copy with the highlighted C. Note the shortcut with a copying clipboard is Control Insert. Clicking on copy. Click on copy. Press C. With this, the edit menu disappears. There's no indication that anything happened. The edit is copied 4 lines into the clipboard. Now move the cursor to the line with the file with the time open in the edit menu with the time with the only page show with the highlighted letter mean with the only valid choice from the menu is shortcut key with a shortcut shift insert paste with the option with the only when something is on the clipboard dark character with the highlighted P tell you that lines will indeed copy to the clipboard. Press P for 4 file names appear with a new location. Moving text almost the same in the company, copying all. The only difference is that you select with a cut inside of the copy of the edit menu to move the new set of the file names immediately found with the original list. Select the lines you pasted, choose the cut from the edit menu. Shortcut with the cut is the shift delete. The lines disappear with the screen as you have deleted them. Move the cursor over the blank line file with the last name of the file with the original location. Shift insert the shortcut key for paste. Second list of the names appear with immediately below the first. Pasting with the clipboard does not erase its contents. Pressing shift insert again the 4 lines of the names inserted again. You now see the 12 file names. Copying, cutting, pasting, make it easier. Rearrange document. You do not want to keep the version of the memo, so select open file menu. Type drive memo text in the file name text box. Select no. Will the edit ask you if you want to save the load file? Change the version. File replaced by original. Alright, searching for a group of characters as the file of the gets longer along with a particular word line where there is more chance that you will miss it. Eliminates the problem. Searching any character for the group of characters you specify with the memo isn't long enough to require the short of the help. You can also still how it works. Suppose you wanted to check for the name of the file with the extension for the doc. Choose the file in the search menu. Edit as you want with the file and propose with whatever the word cursor currently beneath the type of the doc and the file what the text box with enters almost immediately. Edit highlighted doc, proposable doc, notice with although with the type of doc with the edit found doc 2, with the also with the moment, with you can also tell with the editor whether to distinguish between uppercase and lowercase letters. If you want to find the same characters, you don't have to repeat the whole process. Just press F3. We'll tell the edit repeat with the last search for the time, highlight for the doc, and the word document, but not quite with what had in mind, but perfectly normal behavior for edit and search for the character for specifically either uppercase or lowercase any of the words unless they are specific otherwise. Choose find search menu again. Show the doc to find what text block first type doc to replace the doc. DOC and doc and caps to replace doc in lowercase. Next notice option label the match upper lowercase selection option. Press tab. Then press spacebar by clicking the mouse anywhere with the option X appears with the inside of the bracket. Notice press enter, choose the OK with the search again. With the edit jumps up and down with the doc and line being type A proposal doc. Type A drive to proposal doc, F3 to repeat the search highlight with the move to the preceding proposal doc, and then press F3 again. Instead of highlighting the docs and document, it edits again with the doc and the doc line. Beginning with the type, you can edit total edit. You told edit you do not want to find the doc, just doc. Or replacing one group of the character with another, one of the most common reasons you'll find with a particular word or group of character for the document you want to change the edit. It will not only find the characters for you as just as you saw. It will move the change. It will also make the change for you. Suppose you want to change file extension WXS to XLS whenever it occurs with the menu. Choose and change search menu. Edit display with the change dialog box is shown below. In addition, with defining what text box you sell with the find dialog box, chain with the 2 with the text box, find what with the text box should with the doc. You want to change every occurrence with the WKS to XLS. So type WKS to move the chain with the text box with the type XLS. Leave with the match upper lowercase option. Turn with the edit search only with WKS, not WKS. Find whatever it highlighted on the bottom of the end dialog with the action taken to the press enter for the start search. Edit the highlight first occurrence of worksheets or forecast worksheets. Ask whether to change the skip of the occurrence. Press enter for the click of the chain with the edit. Change it. If the display now occurs the WKS, repeat the question and chain with the occurrence 2 when the edit into this places last occurrence WKS and option 2 worksheet changes it as well. Press the enter for the click OK. Edit tells you the change complete. Screen shows you all 3 files extensions have chain with the WKS to XLS. To edit the change all occurrences without prompting verification, you can select with change all instead of the find and verify change dialog box. Inserting overstriking type of the probably with the backspace with the key with the type of the correcting type of error as well with the enter for the memo with the add and write a memo report. However, you'll be usually want to make some change with it after and read after the first draft. After you change with the text after you entered it, you'd start with the position cursor. You want to make change. At the point you can delete within the correct character, then insert new ones of the type of the correct character, then play for the incorrect ones later is called overstriking. The next few examples show how to make typical changes in the document. Change of the word project to product. The first line of the menu, remove the cursor to cursor J to press the insert key, and then the cursor chain with the underline flashing block, and each of the time that passes the insert with the alternating back of the forward between insert characters. Signified flashing underline, replace the character as signified flashing block. Now the flashing block showing whatever your type of the wood won't be inserted. It will replace what it's on screen. Type DU. Name of the characters replace old project to product. Insert the again with the chain of the cursor back to the underline with the characters. The type of the insert of the word new before project. The second title. Moving the cursor P and then type of the new file by the space of the do not enter the because you do not want to enter the carriage return character. Remain alive with the move over the make room for the new character. Next change 5 and 4 on the third line. Chain with the period at end of the third line to the colon. Position the cursor under 5 and then press enter for the chain with the overstrike type 4. Move with the flashing block with the period type of the colon. Press enter the return of the insert rather than overstriking. Finally, add a description, second file with the name, option, XLS. Move the cursor for the space, the XLS, press the spacebar 3 times, type the higher sales. Do the same and add the file description, no staff increase 3 space for the after third file name, option 2, XLS. Alright, copying from another file. Suppose you had another file containing mailing address, project team members you wanted to include at the beginning of the memo. You want to have the type of the list. You can simply copy the other file. Try the feature for the creating another address, the copying the memo text. Create the address text contains 6 dummy address lines. First side of the memo text, choosing size of the file menu. Remove the file from memory, choosing new from the file menu. Edit, clear the screen to show that you're starting a new file. New type text as XX address list. New file, more copy to do. Select the line. Make sure for the entire line for the left margin, right edge of the screen with the highlighted control. Insert with the copy of the clipboard. Move the home. To remove the highlight, press shift insert with the 5 times to copy the line. Should select identical lines. Copy all 6 lines with the clipboard. Then save the file with choosing save as file number. File menu. Type A drive address text and pressing enter. Now copy the lines clipboard, different line with load memo text file with the chosen open file menu, A drive menu text, file name text block, pressing enter you want to press. Paste and address just as after before. 2 new project team, so position the cursor beginning of the back line below. 2 press enter of the adding extra back line spacing. Now shift the insert of the 6 line from the clipboard. This is the final version of memo screen should look like this. Save the final version of the memo. Now start something a bit less tedious before you leave the edit. Alright, changing screen display. If you have the color monitor, edit monitor display with the text again with the blue background, which you have the first start of the chain with the color screen with the combination foreground, text, background screen, color to display MS-DOS capable showing and selecting display option menu. So the screen should look like this. Before you start with customizing display with the edit, helps again with time C the edit. Can convive with the display dialog box, press F1, edit display with the help of the window that tells you how to use the display dialog box, read explanation, press enter C, remove the help window. Cursor to now the text box list of the possible foreground colors. Use arrow key with the mouse, several different colors. You can move the cursor between the foreground, background color boxes, press tab and shift tab. Text block and left of the color boxes change the show with the effect of each of the color selection. Next, find the combination you like. Press enter and return to edit if you will use these colors next time. Start with the preferred standard combination. Exit to cancel dialog and edit. Leave the color unchanged. Leave edit by choosing exit from the file menu. Chapter summary. Chapter shows you the basic of the evening edit. You are ready to use the menu of the short text editing job that does not require word processing or word processor. There's more to edit, such as the different methods of the cutting and pasting text shortcut keys based on WordStar word processor. Explore further on your own using help as guided display as help screen. The keyboard help screen, good place. Start also use the F6 key to switch back and forth from help to edit windows as you try it in new features. You'll find out help is the most patient instructor you ever had. Chapter 13, taking control of your system. Testing.